Welcome back, everybody. Is that Claymaker? Oh, you. How much timber are you going to lose these days? Unbelievable, new man. Quick going, welcome ahead of our press conference for Saturday's big fight at the Echo Arena, and live and exclusive on Sky Sports as always. A great fight. I think a fight that as soon as was made, you know, the whole boxing community sort of put their hands over their faces and said, this is going to be a great fight, this is going to be a war. Two guys who have given so much to the sport of boxing, two guys that probably got to a similar level. Of course, Martin's challenged multiple times for world championships, and Gabriel's been involved in some huge fights himself, and really a must-win fight for both guys to progress back onto that world stage and be involved in world championship fights. I think a number of multiple 50-50 fights on the card on Saturday night. Of course, Murray against Rosado, but what a great all-British London versus Liverpool vacant British super middleweight title fight between Rocky Fielding and John Ryder as well. Two guys obviously we work with, two great lads, and two guys that really deserve a crack at this Lonsdale belt on Saturday night, and it's one that's very, very difficult to call indeed. Masha Dodd, what a story. You know, he's had a wonderful career, so many great nights. Seeing him win the WBC international title at Goodison Park was just incredible. Seeing the despair of losing probably fights he should have won for the British title as well, and now an opportunity to win the Commonwealth lightweight title against Lee Appleyard, who we've had on our cards before, and what a run of form from Steffi Ball as well, who's up the back there. I think his eyes have just dried from that massive win by Robbie Barrett over Scotty Cardle in Scotland on Saturday, and a massive opportunity.
For the team there.
A massive opportunity for both guys, really out of the blue, to win this title. It's come about, and you know, they've both got a huge chance to be involved in some massive domestic fights and obviously move on for British Championship fights as well. The all-Liverpool clash between Tommy Karras and Tom Farrell for the WBA Intercontinental Light Welterweight title as well. Even some of the other guys on the bill in tough fights. Ryan Mulcahy will fight Andy Keats, and I'm delighted that another one of our Olympians, Joe Cordina, will debut on Saturday night. And trust me when I say this guy has had 180 amateur fights. One of the top young standout amateurs in world boxing. I really saw this guy box at York Hall about 3 or 4 years ago, and I thought, we have to get this guy on board. And finally, he's turned over, and his journey starts on Saturday night. His pro debut, and all being well, hands intact, will go on and fight at Wembley Stadium the week after as well. And we're going to hear from all these guys. Firstly, Joe, you've seen a couple of your stablemates turn over recently, of course, Lawrence Coyle and Josh Kelly on the debut last week. Now it's your time on Saturday.
And it's massive to be fighting in Liverpool as well. Probably, arguably the best British boxing fans. So I just can't wait to finally put on a show in front of all these boxing fans and put on a good performance. And obviously, like you said, Josh Kelly, Lawrence Coyle was first one out of the box. He done the business last Saturday as well. So it's my turn. And same with Josh Kelly as well. It's my turn now.
Great to see all your teammates turning over and pushing each other on, and now, of course, Anthony Fowler as well, someone you've been with for a long time, turning pro too.
Well, me and Anthony Fowler, we've roomed together for years, and it's great to see him finally turn over and sign the contract. So yeah, it's an exciting time, and all us boys, me, Lawrence, Josh Kelly, Anthony Fowler, there's still a few others that you need to get out there, but
don't worry, it's pending.
Yeah, you know that. So yeah, it's just exciting times, and hopefully we can all go to the top together.
Look forward to seeing your debut on Saturday night. Tommy Karras, a big opportunity for your first belt on Saturday night, and going to be a noisy one against Tom Farrell.
Yeah, I'm dead appreciative for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to the fight. As I say, there's been no bad blood with me and Tom right up to the build-up, which I think makes for a better fight on the night. So
there's still time.
Yeah,
it's a couple of days.
But I am looking forward to it. So can't wait.
Obviously, you know each other from the city. What kind of fight do you expect? Seeing Tom in his last few fights, of course, the one at Goodison Park and also at the Echo Arena, always in entertaining fights.
Yeah, always. And as I say, I'm expecting him. I was fighting him today up to date. He's been 10 rounds more than I have. I haven't been at all yet. I've only been with an 8 with Stoker, but I'm expecting a tough fight and I'm going to put everything on the line.
Tom, a great rise for you over the last 12 months and another opportunity for you to defend your title on Saturday night. Big following as always and a good local derby to get your teeth stuck into.
Yeah, glad to be back here. All big gutted matches on the top table again.
Yeah.
And me and Tom are down here. I reckon you definitely could have squeezed the two on there.
He was there before, but
it's a good job.
We had to pretend it was a big show.
It's a good job we get on, otherwise that chair would be getting flung. But can't win, you know. Me and Tom go years back, but as he just said, there's no bad blood between us. We're not going to start throwing heading on each other at the weigh-in. But you know, we're going to make an entertaining fight. I'm sure all the spars we've had over the years, you know, we should have inside out. But you know, as he said, we're ready for a big fight on fight night.
Lee, a great opportunity for you to become Commonwealth lightweight champion on Saturday night. Again, Dodd always in great fights, and what a time for your camp as well. Must be full of confidence ahead of the weekend.
Yeah, as Jim's flying. Commonwealth and British champs at 2-week contract, and I'm determined to make it another Commonwealth 3rd-week contract, all in a way corner. So yeah, I'm very confident going into it. I respect Dodd. I think he's a good fighter, but I think my mechanics are all wrong for him, and I'm expecting a really good fight.
Masha, the mechanics are all wrong for you on Saturday night. I'm not sure you know what that means, but you know,
don't say that, and we'll go to the garage. And then we'll see.
On a serious note, it is always a pleasure to have you at the press conferences, and I know that you are a joker and you love a laugh, but this is serious stuff, and what an opportunity. Commonwealth champion, obviously. You know, winning your first title at the WBC International, and you know, was a big night for you. But Commonwealth steeped more in history domestically, and a massive platform and opportunity to win this title on Saturday night.
Yeah, you know, before we get the jokes out, I just want to say thanks, Ed, again, and Sky Sports Matchroom for this opportunity again. Another amazing opportunity, and honestly, I can't even believe it myself. But like Farrell said, it's just all down to hard work, and you know, you reap rewards from it. The Commonwealth, there's 4 major titles. What I knew of boxing, and that's the British, the Commonwealth, the European, and then the world. So, you know, I fought for the British now. I was unlucky, and but I proved my worth at that level. You know, to win it, and then, you know, maybe move on. So, you know, I deserve this shot now at the Commonwealth, and I'm confident as well. I'll go to the garage first and get the tools tested, and we're good to go. But I'm confident I'll do it. Luckily, he's a good lad. I know Steffi Bull, Dave Caldwell. He's got a good team, experienced as well. He's a good kid. He's been a distance 10 rounds. He's just come off a good win, revenging a defeat against Adam Haig. And he's a pressure fighter as well, so it shows that he can deal with a pressure fighter. So I'm going to have to bring something special to the table, and I'm feeling special, mate, to do it on the night.
He has that good win recently, but doesn't quite have the experience that you have now. When you look back, obviously the 2 Cardinal fights in front of big crowds, high pressure, the Goodison Park fight and the Echo Arena last night. You've been in some big championship fights now.
Yeah.
You must feel confident now going into another.
Yeah, well, I think that's what gave me that more confidence, as well as having a good break and being well prepared for it. I'm fresh, prepared, feel great. But on top of that, like you said there, the company I've been in with, you know, not by choice, you know what I mean, but I've had some tough, hard fights, but I've relished it, you know, I've gained experience from it. I've been in, you know, the 12 rounds, deep fights where it hasn't been going my way, and I've had to adapt and dig deep and pull out, you know, a winnage performance. So winnage, whatever, if that's even a word. You know, I like to make stuff up as I go along. My dad's there, look like that with his head down, like that. But you know, I feel like I've got the minerals to go the distance in a tough, hard fight, and that's what I'm going to make. I'm going to make a tough, hard fight, because Lee technically is a great lad. He's a good boxer. I'm not the best boxer, but I know how to get in, I know how to have a fight, I know how to wear people down, and that's what I'm gonna. That's what my tactics are gonna be. I've performed now in the Echo Arena a couple of times, more than a couple of times to be fair now, 7 times. The Echo are counting for me, glad they're counting, because I'm losing track of it now. They're getting me quite familiar now and I'm popular in there. But I fought under the lights, big massive crowds, you know, and I've been up against it all the time. So I've only soaked it all up, and I am confident now. I feel great, and I'm confident, and I'm ready to go win this Commonwealth title and just show people that there's a bit more than me than the bogeyman.
We look forward to it, the vacant Commonwealth lightweight title, Masha Dodd against Lee Appleyard. Another great fight, domestic fight for the British super middleweight title, and someone looking for definitely the winnage on Saturday night. Is John Ryder. John, obviously, you know, if we would have said probably 6 months ago that you'd be fighting for the super middleweight title, British title against Rocky Fielding, I think we would have all, you know, scratched their heads. But funny how things turn out. You've been looking for that move up in weight for a while, and now a golden opportunity. I know how important the British title is to you and Tony Sims, and a great chance for you on Saturday in a must-win fight.
Yeah, massive fight for me. 6 months ago the career looks finished, but good win got me back there. Just looking to go on and get the winnage on Saturday and move on from there. But it's a great opportunity for me, and I'm thankful of it, Ed. So thank you, and I look forward to it.
Obviously in the backyard of Rocky Fielding, you've been up here before, you know it's got plenty of support, and there'll be that for him on Saturday. How does the mindset change? Always generally been the home fighter. To give a little bit more determination coming up here to try and rip that Lonsdale belt away?
Yeah, I suppose so, but I feel the pressure's a lot more on him with his home fans than it is on me.
And obviously, big size difference, not in weight, but in stature. And a really interesting matchups, the mechanics of how this one will play out.
Yeah, I mean, yellow pages might be handy in the corner at some points, but nah, they could make for a good fight.
Rocky, a big chance for you, although world rated at 168 pounds, the British title is always one that you know you can put in the scrapbook and very important to all fighters to try and win.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I posted a picture a few weeks back of me, aged 10, holding the British title, and then, you know, 15 years down the line to fight again. I fell short with Callum, but put that behind now, and I'm ready to take this next challenge and win this British title.
I've seen a couple of posts where, and some stuff in some of your interviews, that you feel that size will play a major part in this fight. Is that the mindset going in?
Yeah, I know, he's a good fighter, John, and you know, the size, yeah, you know, I've fought shorter guys, stocky guys, come forward, come to win, and I've always end up boxing brilliant and getting them out of it. You know, he's a made fighter for me for Saturday, and I know he's a good fighter. As I said, he's fit, he comes forward, he can box southpaw, and it'll be a good fight. But if I want to get that next level, now that European world levels and world rank now, is the time Saturday to put that right and then move on to the next stage. But I'm not looking past John.
Good stuff. It's going to be a great fight, that one. Can't wait. That chief support bout. The main event, Murray against Rosado, a great fight actually put together. I'd like to take all the credit for it, but Tony Bellew pretty much made this fight. I don't know where he's gone now. Probably doing another interview somewhere or signing an autograph for someone. But he phoned me up and said he'd like us to give GABRIEL ROSADO an opportunity, and that he feels that he really entertained the fight fans. And I mentioned Martin Murray, and he said, well, not against me, mate. But he automatically told me this would be a fight for everybody to remember. And I'm delighted to welcome him over from the US. I've watched him on social media. I know how hard he's prepared for this fight, just like Martin has as well. And I want to hear from the training team first of all, and you can do whatever accent you like. But I've seen you on the social media and been a big part of this camp, and a very important fight in his career, and a must-win on Saturday night.
Thank you, Governor. Yeah, Gabe and me, we had a real good camp. We had 8 solid weeks to prepare and iron out all the wrinkles. And you know, he's a consummate professional, so everything he does when he's in fight camp is geared towards securing victory. In this case, it's in foreign soil in another man's backyard, but it doesn't matter because it's a ring with two combatants, and the better combatant is always going to be the winner. And I believe that's my guy because we, you know, a lot of people say, oh, so you got to have a fight plan, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. Conventional wisdom may say that's the case, but if you look at it, true fighters, true great fighters can adjust. It's all about adjusting. Because everybody has a game plan. Mike Tyson used to say everybody got a game plan. Everybody got a plan to get hit. And that's true. Most people have a plan to get hit and then they abandon the game plan. In our situation, you know, what can be shown to Gabi that hasn't been shown already? I mean, have you met a man in the last, I don't know, 15 years that had a tougher schedule at 160 than him? I mean, he fights Triple G, first fight at 160 when he gave up his #1 spot in the world in the IBF. Goes up, wasn't really a middleweight at the time, but he dares to be great, as he always does. Unfortunately, we got cuts out to pull the plug on that one. Okay, no problem. Then we fight Jay Leon Love coming down from 68, big guy. Beat him, get robbed. It is what it is. Then he fights Kid Chocolate. Okay. Kid Chocolate was able to land a good shot. He got up off the deck, followed my instructions, walked the guy down. And in my opinion, and the opinion of a lot of people in the fight game, was winning the fight at the time of the stoppage when he got stopped in the cut, which was open, but it wasn't bleeding. But then again, you know, you go against the house, you get what you get, right? Then we, you know, at some point we parted ways and whatnot. But he was with good boxing minds, real good boxing people. And if he winds up fighting David Lemieux, who, as we just seen, sent my man Curtis Stevens into annihilation, you know, with one shot. And as you can see on the poster, which is weird because I've never seen a fight poster with a man beating him. But that's another story. So as you can see on the poster, he got his eye damage. So, you know, if you think about this, right, and I'm not disrespecting anybody or downplaying anybody, because I don't underestimate anybody. I don't overestimate anybody, but I definitely don't underestimate anybody. But my thing is, you know, we prepared for everything. Gabi's seen it all, in the grand scheme of things. We know that Martin has two looks. He boxes very well, fights off, or if they say in blood or English, he fights off the back foot, right? He fights well off the back foot, and he comes forward well, good pressure, tough guy, you know, and plays around southpaw a little bit. You know, likes to catch and counter off the elbow shot, things of that nature. Yeah, we're familiar with all that. And, you know, we just came here to give England a great fight and show Gabi, you know, Gabi's going to show his worth on this side of the pond, and I believe he'll be a regular attraction over here. Thank you.
Thank you. Gabriel, I apologise that you've got blood on your picture in a poster, but you have been involved in some big fights, and when we looked at your library of shots, that was something that we found quite often, so I apologise for that, but I thought it was a very nice picture. A must-win fight for you on Saturday night. I know you guys got in touch with our team, and you really feel that this is an opportunity for you to carve out a career in the UK. Obviously, you've looked over from the States and seen the crowds and the atmosphere in the big fights, and a chance for you to really become a fan favourite here on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, right now I feel that the UK is buzzing. You know, a lot of great fighters out here in the UK. And, you know, when I became a free agent, you know, I called Tony, I said if an opportunity presents itself, you know, I would definitely love to fight in the UK. And then you called me, you told me Martin Murray, I said that fight is it's perfect. You know, it's a great fight. And, you know, I'm just, I'm ready. You know, I went back to my roots, went right back to Philadelphia. You know, I moved to Los Angeles. But, you know, I know this fight is very important. So I wanted to make sure that I did everything it takes to be victorious. So, you know, me and Billy got back together. You know, he definitely brings out the best in me. I'm a much better fighter than Billy Briscoe. And going back kind of to the roots, you know, Philadelphia, the rugged gyms, great sparring. And I feel great. You know, I'm excited to be in the UK. I've been getting a lot of love from the fans, and it's really exciting. So, looking forward to the opportunity.
Everybody expecting this fight to be a war and a fight of the year contender. Both fighters have said, yeah, we think so, but you know, there'll be other dynamics to this fight as well. Do you feel the same way? I mean, both of you guys technically sound as well.
You know, you know, if it comes down to banging, I could bang all day. You know, I've been in many wars, but you know, I truly believe that I'm the much better fighter. skill-wise, speed, and you know, I feel that the fight is a war if I wanted to make it, if I wanted to be a war. But I feel that if I use my skills, my ring IQ, I can, you know, I can pretty much do whatever I want in the ring that day. You know, and when you prepare hard and you have confidence, you can pretty much do whatever you want in the ring. And that's pretty much how I feel going into this fight.
Martin, the better fighter, maybe?
I'm glad he's thinking like that, because when he gets outside and realising that he's in with a fighter who's far better than him, you know, I've been reading a few interviews where he said that he just predicts in a fight as if the fight is just going to go 100% his way. It's not going to be like that. You know, I believe I'm a better fighter. I'll prove it on Saturday night. But I understand that the fight is going to sway from my side to his side. But I think it is going to be tough at times. But it'll be tough when I want it tough. You know, I'll box when I want to box and fight when I want to fight. And it's going to be a tough. It's going to be a good fight. I mean, people are looking for a great fight, but like I said, I believe I'm the better fighter. I'm a level above him, and you know, I'm going to prove that on Saturday.
Back at 160, looking great. How does it feel to be back at middleweight? And obviously, you know, coming off a win at 168 as well, and a world ranking. A big gamble for you to move back down to 160, but something you're looking as though it was the right decision for.
Yeah, I mean, I understood myself when I went up to 168 that I was never a super middleweight without easy made it. You know, it was making 12 stone was too easy for me. So I knew, like I said, when I went up there, I was kind of in the wrong way, but opportunity knocked, and you know, that's where the fights were. So I went up, and now I'm back where I belong. I believe I'm one of the best middleweights in the world, and I'm ready to put my stamp back in middleweight on Saturday.
And you know, I think for both you guys, undeniably a must-win.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, if I still believe I've got a world title in me. I truly believe that. You know, I'm going in the gym, I'm performing when I'm in the gym. You know, I'm not cutting corners. I'm still improving as a fighter. I definitely believe there's a world title in me. But if I don't beat, and this is no disrespect to GABRIEL ROSADO, because he's been beat off all, you know, he's fought everybody. I've got a lot of respect for him. He's been everywhere, fought everybody. But he's been beat off all the top guys. And if I can't beat him, then it proves to myself that, you know, I don't deserve a world title shot.
Can't wait for this one. I believe a fight of the year contender, Martin Murray against GABRIEL ROSADO. And I will say as well, two consummate professionals who have given a lot to the sport of boxing, and Martin Murray's conditioned himself in his camp. And I know your daughter Isla's been, you know, in hospital as well and had operations, and you're going there after today. So congratulations to you for sticking out, and we wish you all the best as well. An absolute true professional. Sometimes, you know, we all know how tough this sport is as well, but there's other things that are important, and to do both as well, you deserve a lot of respect, and we wish you all the best for Saturday night. We're going to have a group photo up here now, then head-to-heads with